Hello again, I'm Greg. This is for Easter 2026. I attended with my wife a station to station reaction piece, interactive presentation, and there were about 2 minutes per station, the 10 famous stations of the cross, the sequence of narrative in the Gospels that chronicles Jesus' arrest, trial, and execution. It's a very sort of intense narrative that I've always admired as a writer, that indeed I rewrote myself at the tail end of Queen of Hearts, the trilogy. And so this is what I got out of it as a human being and as someone with a Mennonite background, an Anabaptist background. And I gift it to you insofar as it touches at our shared humanity, no matter what our credo or beliefs, or indeed our unbeliefs. Station 1, God became flesh. It is a moment of radical solidarity when a creator seeks to join its own creation. Like the archetype of going native, as it were, Jesus forsakes his divinity in favor of his humanity. Orpheus is his direct precedent, but only obliquely, as he relies upon his divine aspect to survive Hades and rescue Eurydice. And with Jesus, the guarantee of a kind of heroic reunion contains Orphic mitsign, but is an acknowledgement of finitude rather than an act of transcendence. So the sense that Jesus has already joined with us in life, and now he joins with us in death. Station 2, Mary anoints Jesus. My wife is always there for me. Her femininity is akin to the perfume, yet this is but a gloss for her presence, the same metonymic image Matthew is using. Ultimately, the purpose of the living other is to provide witness for and to our own deaths. Station 3, Jesus prays at Gethsemane. The culture hero's humanity cannot now be vouchsafed by his divinity, but this underscores the point that is centered around solidarity. Jesus must then feel the same emotions as must the rest of us, and that he is surprised by them and anxious is part of this shared authenticity. Station 4, Judas betrays Jesus. I think the deeper danger here is self-betrayal, committing to act against your conscience in favor of your desires, which I myself have done upon occasion. Judas, too, is human, and that he betrays his friend is merely an afterthought to the self-betrayal of the divinity within him. Station 5. Jesus is tried. By the time Matthew implies that Jesus had accepted his fate, which actively begins with his arrest, the rest of it is therefore determined after this moment. I would like to think that Jesus was himself not fatalistic about it, but rather felt sorrow for the people involved. Station 6. Jesus is shamed. As with betrayal, much of our shame is self-inflicted. The metaphor is clear, though in mythic narrative necessarily hypostasized. Jesus is the body of the species, his soul its essence. In mocking him, we only engage in self-mockery. Station 7. Jesus carries his cross. He carries a personification, if you will, of the burden of the species, a memento mori of its own finiteness and specific incarnation. This is not so of creation itself, for it is perennial. It as a whole would never suffer anything upon itself. Only the human being invests in his own suffering. Because of the ironic resentment this brings to us, we project it upon others and construct the methods, as symbolic thereof, to do so. Station 8. Jesus is crucified. There is always a threshold which calls us. Live another day and continue to work for the best, or today is the right day to die. The ethic that is presented to us is for each a chance to be the judge of what for him is not only the good, but following from this is also the good death. Station 9. Jesus thirsts. Often we are unaware of our own needs, both as persons and as cultures. This is not shameful, for from the life as lived one can learn what one needs. The real evil lies in the forces constructed with the sole purpose of hiding our needs from ourselves. This is symbolized as the acetic acid in the ascetic existence. Station 10, the death of Jesus. This is the full circle of the heroic narrative which begins with the death of the Father. In electing to become human, God commits a kind of suicide which is at this point still as well a deicide. But the much vaunted death of God loses its radical timbre in the face of the knowledge that it is self-inflicted. The people thereby mimic this unnecessarily and in willing ignorance when they in turn immolate the one who is joined with them. Jesus' life is the gift which is sourced in the original self-sacrifice. A happy Easter to everyone around the world. Thank you again.